Welcome, crypto fam, to the #1 daily Bitcoin pod, and happy Sat Stacking Saturday. Stack those sats accordingly. In today's show, I'll be sharing the latest technical analysis, also the latest from Plan B, creator of the Bitcoin stock-to-flow model. And quoting the high priest of Bitcoin, Max Kaiser, Cardano will lose another 90% versus Bitcoin over the next 6 months. That's right, it's all going to zero against BTC. We'll also be discussing Bitcoin and ETH ETS post-positive inflows despite GBTC and ETH-E losses. I'll be breaking down the latest ETF inflows. We'll also be discussing Bitcoin and crypto become a critical factor in this U.S. election, which is precisely 1 month away. It's October 5th today, November 5th. It's game time. I'll be breaking down this latest research report. We'll also be discussing Grammy-nominated rapper Logic invested $6 million into Bitcoin nearly 4 years ago. I remember covering that story right here on the pod 4 years ago. Guess how much that stash is worth today if he hodled? I'll be breaking this down for you. We'll also be discussing CleanSpark reports 187% hash rate growth. Let's go. And we'll also be discussing the question on everyone's mind. Who is Satoshi Nakamoto? Well, HBO is releasing a documentary this week, and they believe they identified Satoshi. I'll be breaking this down for you. We'll also be taking a look at the overall crypto market. All this plus so much motherfucking and more in today's show. If you're new to the channel, important to smash the likes, then go ahead and subscribe. It's free to do so, and half the people that watch for whatever reason are not subscribed. I can't figure it out. Then hit the bell icon, turn on all notifications. Today is pod 1778. I'm your host, JV, and today is October 5th, 2024. Happy Sat Stacking Saturday. We got a discounted biddy today, down $500, trading just about 61,700. A great opportunity to stack them sats. Let's kick it off with our market watch as we do each and every day. Coin360 shows Bitcoin hovering above 62 Gs. We got Ether down 1%, trading barely, now under 2,400. We have XRP not looking good, 15%. Negative price action in the past 3 days. We got Solana down 1%. Litecoin, one of the only alts in the green, followed by BNB as far as the top alts are concerned. And checking out coinmarketcap.com, the current crypto market cap is $2.14 trillion. And checking out the Bitcoin market cap, $1.2 trillion. We got roughly 40 billion worth of the volume. In the past 24 hours of volume down 43% on the day. And the current Bitcoin dominance is at 56.9% with Ether dominance all the way down to 13.4%. This is the lowest Ether dominance we have seen in years. Will it continue to go low against the biddy? Holla, let me know. And checking out top 100 crypto gainers past 24 hours. Can't make this ish up. The top gainer in the top 100 is Scam Token FTT, created by Scam Bankman-Fried himself, up 10% on the day and 85% on the week. And it has the market cap of 849 million. That's mind-boggling to me, considering we all know the nature of that coin. But WorldCoin is also up 3%, followed by BGB up 2.5%. Let me know which alts, if any, you're bullish on for the bull. I'll let your boy. And checking out the crypto bubbles, we get a visual perspective on the daily. Safe to say, man, not looking so good at all. Maybe 85% of the market in the red out of the top 100. Checking out for the month. We flipped that. It's like 90% of the market in the green, and some of these alts are up hundreds of percent, such as Hex up 356%. And checking out the Crypto Green and Fear Index. Today we're at 49 neutral. Yesterday at 41. Last week at 64. And last month at 29 in fear. And checking out the time chain calendar. We have 185,665 blocks yet to go into the next halving. Scheduled to take place April of 2028. TikTok next block every 10 minutes. That's how we do. And we're currently on block number 864,335. But who's counting besides me? And you can currently exchange exchange $1 for 1,615 Satoshi. So every dollar will currently get you 1,615 sats at today's prices. So it's a great buy the dip opportunity. A great time to be stacking a stat. So happy Sat Stacking Saturday. Let's continue with the latest technical analysis. Also be pulling up some of the live charts here on Sat Stacking Saturday. Here the headline reads, October builds strength as Bitcoin held on the exchanges falls to a 6-year low, which ultimately means supply shock incoming. incoming, family. Here you're looking at the daily chart. And again, I'm going to be pulling up the live charts here shortly. It looks very similar to what you see here anyways. But you all know we typically get a very bullish Q4, especially the year of the halving. And history shows us we can have 88% gains this Q4. I want to give a massive shout out to Mark Wardlaw. He just gifted 5 memberships of the YouTube channel to the following: Dream Tanks TV, Andy Markowitz, CS, Mass Yeska, and Dirty. You've all been gifted with the MicroStrategy membership of the channel on behalf of Mark. And guess what? The gift that keeps giving. I just recognized it's a new month. Looking at the calendar, it's October. I haven't gifted any memberships myself, so I'm going to go ahead and do that right now. Let's gift some more memberships. I'll gift 5 more memberships right now, matching Mark, and then at the end of the stream, remind me and we'll gift another 5. So that means there's a minimal of 15 free memberships given today. Happy 420. It's 420 right here in Puerto Rico. It's 420 Eastern in New York. And again, we're giving a lot of memberships away. So if you want to be in it to win it, because it's completely random. We don't get to choose when we gift the memberships. It's completely random through YouTube, but you got to be on the YouTube in order to win. So if you're one of the 500 people watching on X or Rumble right now, I encourage you to visit the YouTube, particularly so you can win a free membership, because I'm about to give one away. 5 right now, and we'll give another 5 away. And Mark just gave away 5, so thank you, Mark. You're the man. And thanks for gifting, because it reminded me that I need to do some gifting. So let's do that right now. Just give me a second to pull this mofo up. Here we go. It's called membership gifting. I'm setting it up right now. Gift 5 right now. You bet. 420 in Ohio. Shout out Leroy Pistack. What it do? So yeah, we just gifted 5 more memberships. How do you like that? What up, JV? Shout out Bizstack. Happy Sassack and Saturday. Juan Espino, Online Piano Bar, Midwest Picker, 17,000 Islands, and Larry Lowe. You've all been hooked up with a MicroStrategy membership of the channel. What does a membership give you might ask? Well, you're going to notice your name turns green and it stands out, and anytime you comment you get first priority, as my eyes always gravitate towards the members. You're also going to get an icon, which is a loyalty badge right next to your name. That star is going to change colors every month. So shout out all the members of the channel. We greatly appreciate y'all and welcome. But let's continue with where we left off with our TA, aka astrology for the broskies. Yeah, October in full session. So yeah, Bitcoin's price action occurred as September's U.S. non-farm payroll print came in at 254,000, significantly higher than the expected 147,000. Unemployment data, as you know, another possible driver behind the idea of October in a fourth quarter rally of Bitcoin is a continued decrease of Bitcoin held on the centralized exchanges. And let's discuss that. Supply shock. This is the year of the halving. We had the halving on April 19th. Typically, we run low on Bitcoin, and when there is a low supply, prices go up. Bitcoin has number go up technology, and right now, according to CryptoQuant, there's only 2.8 million Bitcoin in total currently on the centralized exchanges, such as the Coinbases, the Binances, etc. This is the lowest number since November of 2018, and 500,000 less Bitcoin than the amount seen in March when we hit the all-time high, which is current price discovery of 73.8. So what's going to happen? We now have 500,000 less Bitcoin on the exchanges, and we're not even at the all-time high or price discovery at this current moment. So very bullish. And quoting CryptoQuant again, if this trend continues, prices may rise further in Q4 2024. You can say that again. Most likely we are going to do that. Another analyst says we can potentially correct back to 57,000 before the Q4 rally starts. But let me know what camp you're in. Do you think a little correction back down to the high 50s, or do you think we start ripping, considering it is October? Holla at your boy. And before I pull up some of the live charts, here's what Plan B, creator of the Bitcoin stock to flow model, has to share. Bitcoin is 90% boring yellow boxes. All gain is in only 10% of the time, which are the red arrows. That's right. Always after a halving. Coincidence? I don't think so. Stock to flow. And if you're not familiar with stock to flow, Plan B projects Bitcoin's range at roughly 500,000 per coin between right now and 2028, the time of the next halving. Let me know if you agree or disagree. And quoting the high priest of Bitcoin, the one and only Max Kaiser, Cardano will lose another 90% versus the Biddy over the next 6 months. And quoting him again, he always says, it's all going to zero against Bitcoin. And pulling up some of the live charts. This is the 1 hour. Let me fix it for your screen so it's nice and so fresh and so clean. And yeah, as you can see here, we're currently trading above 61,700. A lot of price action on the charts. The bullish target on the 1 hour is currently 66.4. The bearish target on the 1 hour is all the way down to 52.9. So you got to have all that, you know what I mean, in your peripheral, and understand that anything can happen in crypto. We could potentially have correction. We can just as easily pump it up. So you let me know. And zooming out from here, let's check out the 4 hour. Again, this is live and in the flesh via TradingView via Coinbase. Live chartage action, Jackson. We do have a blue target sitting all the way north of 81,300. And we have a right shoulder formation. And we do have a bottom target in the purple sitting all the way down at 52.9. Again, this is on the 4 hour chart. And next we'll check out the 1 day chart, and then we'll go to the 1 week and the 1 month. Again, live and in the flesh. We do have some bottom targets, but we do have a rising wedge formation, which is currently breaking down. Let's see if we can resurrect it with this green candle. But anyways, we do have a target sitting all the way down at 47.7, and I think the more local bottom was 49 in that ballpark. We tapped maybe 3 weeks ago. And the rising wedge shows a bottom target also of 40,600 in that ballpark. That's on the daily chart. But again, we do have a rising wedge formation. Those are bottom targets. And zooming out a little more, we'll go to the 1 week. We do have that sexy cup and handle target pattern in the pink, which is sitting just north of 124,200. That's personally my Q4 target for the Bitcoin. Sometime between here and October and December for a Christmas rally, I think we have very strong potential to hit that $124,000 target, surpassing the 6-figure milestone. But you let me know your thoughts, and I'm going to pull up one more perspective for you on the 1 month. There's the 1 month chart. We've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of sideways monthly candle closes. Will we finally get a bullish October? Yeah, I mean, close. And also we did barely have a bullish September, which is very rare. Usually it's September, but we finally had a September bull. I think we rose roughly 7%. That's that itty bitty green candle you see at the end. But let me know where you feel the October price action will likely take the Bitcoin price action next. And I'll read those comments out loud. But let's continue with the news because we still got so much to share, yo. So next story of the day. We're going to be discussing the U.S. elections. No, we can't forget the ETF inflows. Wow, we still got a lot to share. We're just getting started. BTC and ETH ETFs post positive inflows despite GBTC and ETH losses. And shout out Paul McCullough. He just became a member of the HODL gang. HODL gang, HODL gang, HODL gang. Hide your kids, hide your wives, hide your cats, hide your dogs. You know how we do. Both Bitcoin and Ethereum ETFs show positive growth on Friday, with 12 spot Bitcoin ETFs pulling in almost 26 million after 3 straight days of outflows. The standout performer was Bitwise's BitB, drawing in 15 milli. Following close behind was Fidelity's FBTC. How dare they say FBTC, which attracted 13 million. Notably, both ARK Invest and 21 Shares Fund and VanEck HODL each captured 5 million. However, despite these gains, Grayscale's GBTC countered trend by posting losses. I mean, what else is new? All they do is post losses every single day since the ETFs went live, dropping approximately 14 million. The remaining funds experienced a flat trading day with no significant gains or losses. The 26 million in inflows boost the cumulative net total since January 11th to 18.5 billion, with Friday's trade volume hitting 1.19 billion. Altogether, the 12 spot Bitcoin ETFs now manage 57.7 billion in the biddy, representing almost 5% of the total assets, total market cap. And on the Ether side, spot ETFs also saw inflows on Friday, accumulating 7 million. BlackRock's ETH led the charge, securing almost 15 million. Trailing behind, we had the Bitwise ETHW absorbing 871 thou, while Grayscale's ETH divested 8.2 milli. And to date, ETH has sold off a total of almost 3 billion worth of the Ether. And lo and behold, I shared earlier in the Market Watch, the Ether dominance is the lowest we have seen it literally in years, all the way down to 13.4% today, family. And for the remaining Ether ETFs, it was a neutral trading session with a 7 million increase, bringing the net outflows since July 23rd to 553 million, more than $500 million of outflows. And throughout the day, Ether funds recorded a trading volume of 148 milli. And currently the 9 ETFs hold a demonic number of 6.66 billion in Ether. Not a good look, with accounts for 2.28 of the Ethereum market cap. I mean, if that's not an omen, I don't know what is. But I digress. What are your thoughts with these ETF inflows and outflows? But first, let's dive into our next feature story of the day, and that's the U.S. election. We're 1 month out Today is October 5th. We had 1 month yet to go until the U.S. election. Who do you think is going to win? A new survey by Consensus and Harris X reveals that nearly half the U.S. voters consider pro-crypto stance important when choosing political candidates. Additionally, 62% are willing to cross the party lines for a candidate who supports pro-crypto policy. So let's break this baby down. The study also found 85% of the respondents want presidential candidates to adopt a clear position on crypto. The findings suggest any party recognized in this could gain significant votes in the tightly contested race. Well, I guess you would say then Trump should get a lot of the support. He's the one who spoke at Bitcoin Nashville, not Harris. Voters also expressed concerns about the current state of the crypto regulation. 44% of the respondents feeling that the Biden administration is not doing enough to support the not only is he not doing enough to support the industry, he's purposely trying to destroy it. Hence, Gary Gensler, Senator Warren, Miss Yellen, and the Three Stooges. Wake up. Additionally, 78% said they would support politicians who focus on protecting users from crypto-related scams. Now, Joe Lubin, CEO of Consensus and the co-founder of Ether, addressed the study's findings, stating the following: there is a myth that the crypto sector doesn't want regulation, but that's simply not true, says the guy who sold his soul to the U.S. government a long time ago. But I digress. Allegedly, Lubin called for more regulatory clarity, noting both parties need to recognize the importance of the crypto of a bipartisan issue. We have been operating under a cloud of uncertainty for too long. Well, you can thank the Biden administration and Mr. Gary Gensler, the chairman of the SEC, for that one, brother. And despite the growing interest in digital assets, the study found voters confused about which U.S. regulatory body currently oversees the sector. Only 15% of the respondents correctly identified the SEC as a regulator. It just goes to show you people don't know anything. It's the blind leading the blind. While just 4% pointed to the CFTC, 11% of the respondents believe the U.S. Department of Treasury Department responsible. Another 11% thought the industry was self-regulating. Jesus. However, when asked which agencies understand the industry well enough to set crypto policies, 70% said the SEC. You're dead wrong, quoting the late, great Biggie. And 67% favor the CFTC, and they don't know ish. We can't get any sort of, what is it called? Clarity from No Claire Gare, and that's why his nickname is No Claire Gare. And the study also examined public perceptions of the U.S. politicians' understanding of crypto. Former President Trump viewed as with the most knowledge, with 53% of respondents saying he has strong enough grasp of the sector to set appropriate policies. This was significantly higher than the 41% who rated Vice President Harris positively. How could you rate her positively on the crypto issue? Makes no sense. 36% who said the same for President Joe Biden. That's laughable. Laughable. But anyways, voters are calling for clearer regulations and stronger fraud and consumer protection. Please be careful what you ask for, because that's when Gensler and his demonic forces come through. Oh, you want protection from crypto? I know just the thing. We'll shut it all down. They're all legal Ponzi schemes. Everybody is promoting unregistered securities. That would be Gensler's, that's what he's ultimately been saying. Fraud prevention is another top concern for voters. Why didn't they keep us protected from FTX if that's their core agenda? I mean, what did the SEC and Gensler do to protect us from FTX and Terra Luna? Want to know what they did? Nothing. Zero. Bankman-Fried was meeting up behind closed doors with Gensler, according to the record from Gensler's own words when he got pressed by Congress. How many times did you and SBF meet behind closed doors? Oh, at least twice, which probably means 2,000 times for all we know. So things that make you go, you know what I mean? So how anyone can trust the SEC when it comes to crypto or trust the Biden administration is mind-boggling to me. So to even read that article has me like, what the? But I digress. Yeah, next story of the day, yo. Logic. How many of you like Logic? He's a very good rapper. He's rapped with the likes of like Eminem, all the major rappers, really. And I remember 4 years ago, we covered the story of him purchasing, it was back in 2020, I recall it. He purchased $6 million in Bitcoin. Smart man, because if I was to guess, that's probably worth 3 to 4x from today or from then. So my speculation is if he hodled, that $6 million is probably worth $20+ million today. That's called the W. Shout out Logic. Let me know if you ever listen to his raps. And yes, he's also Grammy nominated rapper. Pretty cool. So yeah, back in 2020, his big song was that suicide prevention song, You guys probably heard it before, but he disclosed on Instagram purchasing 6 million worth of Bitcoin. So let's break this down. This is what he wrote at the time. My 6 million in Bitcoin last month. F it, YOLO. You only live once. Seriously, Logic said in a video posted to his Instagram story. The revelation followed an earlier X post where he wrote, my manager, Chris Zaro, has been bugging me, so I finally made a big investment into the biddy. And here's the proof of work, November 6, 2020. Virtually 4 years ago today. My manager, Chris, has been bugging me, so I finally made a big investment. Well, guess what? You owe your homie, Chris, a big thank you. I would send him a presidential gold Rolex. You know what I mean? I would send him like a Bugatti, whatever, to show your appreciation to him, because he just helped you make $20 million, probably more money than you're going to make in music through Bitcoin. But yeah, when Logic made the disclosure, one Bitcoin was only 17,800. Here's the math. So an investment of 6 million would have fetched him 336 biddies. And today, one Bitcoin is worth over 60,000, meaning that Logic's stash could be equivalent to 20 million, marking a significant 238% return on investment. Not too shabby, yo. Congrats there, brother. Note that this calculation assumes Logic didn't sell. If I was to guess, I like to think he's a smart rapper and that he hodled. What are your thoughts? Also, 50 Cent once got all album sales in Bitcoin, and then 50 claims to have lost the Bitcoin, but we all know 50 is a G, and more than likely still has that biddy, unless he lost it in a boat accident. But you just can never tell sometimes. But anyways, why it matters. Logic isn't the... Oh, and speaking of 50, it's like I read this article's mine. I never even pulled this up before. Grammy-winning rapper 50 Cent was one of the first celebrities to accept Bitcoin for his album Animal Ambition a decade ago. So yeah, 50 Cent is a true G. He collected as many as 700 Bitcoins. Can someone run the math on that? What's 700 Bitcoins? 700 times $60,000. Must be a shit ton of money, tens of millions. I don't know the exact number. If someone could run the math, let me know. And also we have Eminem, another rap legend that put 50 on, actually. Mentioned Bitcoin in the popular track, not alike. So if I was to guess, all the smart rappers are Bitcoin hodlers, and that goes for Nas, Eminem, probably even the Diddler. No Diddy, but just saying. Smart rappers got into Bitcoin because they're not stupid. Anyone smart should have gotten into Bitcoin many years ago. Let's continue with our news. We discussed Logic being a Bitcoiner, all the smart folk being a Bitcoiner. Now let's discuss some CleanSpark, one of the sponsors of the golf tournament of Max and Stacy that they're hosting over in El Salvador, which I'll be attending. So shout out to CleanSpark. First and foremost, shout out Max Kaiser, Stacey Herbert, Nayib Bukele in El Salvador. Headline here reads, CleanSpark reports 187% hash rate growth. That's right. Bitcoin miner CleanSpark posted 187% increase in its hash rate over the past 12 months, according to its unaudited fiscal year report released October 4th, yesterday. The CleanSpark hash rate rose from 9.6 exahashes per second September 2023 to 27.6 in September of 2024, with 5 exahashes per second added over the past month alone. And in a statement, CEO Zach Bradford attributed the performance to strategic acquisitions. Quoting them here, the company executed its plan to strategically diversify its portfolio across 3 new states and completed multiple expansions at existing data centers. Can you say smart money knows what's up? CleanSpark currently operates multiple data centers across the United States of America, expanding its capacity significantly in the recent years. The company acquired 5 turnkey mining facilities in Georgia and 3 more in Mississippi. MISSISSIPPI. In addition, I remember that from like nursery school. The miner recently announced the acquisition of the 7 facilities in Knoxville, Tennessee, with a total capacity of 85 megawatts. The deal valued at 27.5 milli. And when I say milli on the streets, that just means million. And when I say thou, it's just short for thousand. Just want to make that clear. It's expected to increase its hash rate by 22%. The recent acquisition brings CleanSpark's total facility count to at least 15 mining sites. And in September, the company mined 493 biddies. And obviously, a biddy is a Bitcoin. Get with the Bitcoin slang. Bringing the total for the fiscal year of 7,098 biddies. And its total Bitcoin holdings now stand at 8,049 BTC, with a deployed fleet of 188,500 miners and a fleet efficiency of 21.94 joules per terahash. Jesus Christ, you numbers dorks in the mining understand this, but I'm just like, I don't know what none of that means, but I'm just keeping it 100. And 100 is short for 100. I'm keeping it real. Last month, sometimes I got to break down the slang in case you guys don't know. The last month, the company sold 2.5 biddies at an average price of 58 thou per coin. And despite the recent weather disruptions or manipulation by Hurricane Helene, with 45 megawatts of power still pending restoration, CleanSpark expects to achieve a hash rate of 30 exahashes per second in October of this year, and is targeting a rise of 50 exahashes per second in the fiscal 2025 year round the corner. And during the same period of the rapid growth, our price share increased approximately 145% compared to September 30th, 2023, said Bradford. The CleanSpark stock, which is traded on the NASDAQ, is down 12% year to date. And the Bitcoin miners have been steadily expanding their operations in the recent months, not only increasing their mining capacities, but also diversifying into the new revenue streams, such as offering infrastructure support for the artificial intelligence companies we know as the AI. A mining farm, Firm, recently announced the acquisition of Stronghold Digital Mining for 125 milli, a few months before Marathon acquired 2 mining sites in both Texas and Nebraska. Remember Belly? Who's the illest in Nebraska? Method Man played that one. You all remember Belly? From and rest in peace, DMX. Capital for 179 million. Hive Digital is also expanding its operations with a new 100 megawatt mining site in Paraguay. There you go, yo. Let me know your thoughts. Now for our feature story of the day and the moment you've all been waiting for. Who is Satoshi Nakamoto? Well, HBO documentary being released this week identifies who they believe Satoshi is. So let's break this baby down. This is a mystery that has been on the cusp of people's minds for the past 15 years since the inception of Bitcoin. And if they just identified Satoshi, that means they solved the mystery. So let's break this baby down. And again, welcome anyone and everyone just joining the stream. Who was Len Sassaman? And if I'm pronouncing the name wrong, no disrespect. This is my first time learning about him. I honestly didn't really know about him prior. And why might HBO think he, out of all the people, is Satoshi Nakamoto? It's a great question, so let's break this baby down. American cypherpunk and cryptographer Leonard Harris, a.k.a. Len Sassaman, has attracted the attention of the crypto space, with Polymarket punters favoring the deceased computer scientist. I believe he passed back in 2011, family, as the figure who will be revealed to be the inventor of Bitcoin in the upcoming HBO documentary. Now, this is supposed to go live later this week. Maybe they'll show us the exact date. I don't know what day it is, but I know it's coming up. Oh, here we go. Speaking of it, on October 3rd, that means it's coming. Well, this was the announcement. Colin Hoback announced the upcoming HBO documentary. Here's the title: Money Electric, The Bitcoin Mystery. Again, Money Electric, The Bitcoin Mystery, coming soon to be released this week on HBO. Hoback promoted the film on X, saying he was tracking down somebody else who had disappeared, implying that he had been attempting to find the creator of Bitcoin, Satoshi Nakamoto. Now, Hoback is known for his HBO miniseries titled Q, Into the Storm, where he claimed to have identified some of the authors of the QAnon conspiracy theory, an unproven speculation pitting former President Trump against satanic PDF files within Hollywood and Gilligan's Island. You got to be careful what you say on the censor stream. So we refer to these guys as PDF files. While the documentary's creators did not list who they thought would be Nakamoto in the trailer, of course, if they give you who he is in the trailer, then nobody is going to watch to reveal the mystery. But anyway, Polymarket gamblers quickly place bets on who it may be outed as the Bitcoin creator, and as of October 5th, 44.5% bettors favor Sassaman, with other prominent Bitcoin figures like Hal Finney, Adam Back, Nick Szabo, and Paul LaRousse. Rux, I don't know how to pronounce that, following the list. So there you go. According to the Polymarket voting, they say Len Sassaman, 44%. 44.5% to be more accurate. Hal Finney at 14%. Adam Back, creator of Hashcash, 9.3%. Nick Szabo, 7.9%. And again, Paul LaRousse, 8.6%. Clearly, majority of the people are betting on Len Sassaman. Now, who is this guy? Let's break it down. This is the mystery unveiled. Sassaman attended a private school in his native state of Pennsylvania, PA representing, and was a prodigy in cryptography. May he rest in peace. May his soul rest in peace. Thank you, Sassaman, especially if you're Satoshi. Even if you're not Satoshi, thank you for your innovation and contribution to Bitcoin. And while still in his late teens, Sassaman moved to San Francisco, California, and became a regular in the cypherpunk community, a computer privacy movement that started in the late 80s. He eventually went on to study David Chaum, who was widely dubbed the godfather of crypto. Sassaman worked on projects such as the Pretty Good Privacy software and its update, GNU Privacy Guard. He and his wife, computer scientist Meredith Patterson, founded the SaaS startup Azagato. And ironically, there was a tribute to Len Sassaman on the Bitcoin blockchain, block number 138,725. And if any of you are running your own node, you can verify that. I mean, it clearly looks just like the gentleman. So what do you think? And it even says hashtag BitLen, begin the tribute. So this was a tribute made to this man on the Bitcoin blockchain. And while Sassaman had a lot of achievements, the cryptography expert was diagnosed with depression in his teens. And on July 3rd, 2011, Sassaman died allegedly of suicide at the young age of 31. May he rest in peace. Following his unalive, a tribute to Sassaman was encoded into block 138,725 of the Bitcoin blockchain. So clearly, this gentleman right here, regardless if he truly was Satoshi or not, he played a great part in the creation of Bitcoin. So much respect to Sassaman. Rest in peace. And following his death, the tribute was encoded in the block, as I pointed out, 138,725. The memorial describes Sassaman as a friend, a kind soul, and a devious schemer. Scheming that central bank. Gotta love that type of scheme. Yeah. Could Len Sassaman be Satoshi, though? Let's dive deeper. One thing that fuels speculation of Sassaman being Nakamoto is the timing of the Bitcoin inventor's departure and Sassaman's death on April 23rd of 2011, 2 months before his death, being unalived. Nakamoto sent his final email to the Bitcoin community. This is the infamous final email from Satoshi. The synonymous Bitcoin inventor said he had a few things on his mind and had moved on to other things. And after the email, Nakamoto disappeared without any further explanation. I mean, you can clearly see the email here dated Saturday, April 23rd, 2011. He wrote, I had a few other things on my mind as always. One is, are you planning on rejoining the community at some point in example code reviews, or is your plan permanently to step back of the limelight? And he wrote, I have moved on to other things. It is in good hands with Gavin and everyone. And then someone wrote, I do hope your Bitcoin J contributes to the develop into the alternative client, yada, yada, yada. And apart from timing Sassaman's working relationship with the infamous Hal Finney, may he rest in peace as well, another candidate to be Nakamoto, also fuels the speculation that the deceased cryptographer could be the Bitcoin inventor. And interestingly, this guy was really close friends with Finney and allegedly sent Finney the first Bitcoin ever, which was used, I think, to purchase the Papa John's pizza. Correct me if I'm wrong. It also fuels speculation that the deceased cryptographer could be the inventor of Bitcoin. And according to a blog post by the world's founder, Evan Hatch, Sassaman worked on PGB alongside Finney at the IT service provider Network Associates. Nakamoto worked closely with Finney in the early days of Bitcoin, and apart from Nakamoto, Finney was the first to contribute code to the protocol and run a node. So Finney is another legend, obviously, and some believe he is Satoshi. The software developer corresponded extensively with Nakamoto and was also the first recipient of the Bitcoin. That's right, Hal Finney was the very first recipient of Bitcoin, and the legend has it this guy Sassaman sent it to his friend, who would be Hal Finney. Now, Finney and Sassaman were also experts in remailer technology, a precursor to the Bitcoin. Also, we have the Blockstream CEO Adam Back, who previously suggested Nakamoto might have been a remailer developer. Hint, hint. Wink, wink. Hatch's blog post also noted Sassaman's main project was an evolution of the remailer technology called Pynchon Gate, which also allowed synonymous information retrieval via the nodes. And as work progressed, Hatch noted Sassaman became focused on solving the Binazine fault, a significant obstacle for the peer-to-peer networks. And solving the Binazine fault problem was necessary to introduce secure and decentralized crypto without needing trusted third parties and double spending. Nakamoto's triple entry accounting system solved the problem using the blockchain. And apart from these, Sassaman's location during the Bitcoin development also contributes to the speculation that he could have been Nakamoto. The cryptographer was based in Belgium when Bitcoin was developed. Nakamoto's writing contains word choices unique to British English, including words like bloody difficult, flat, mass, or gray. Bitcoin's Genesis block also contains a headline from the Times newspaper, which circulated in the UK and Europe. Now, Sassaman's wife says Len was not Satoshi, precisely what the wife of Satoshi would tell to the public. But anyways, while many Polymarket gamblers may have their money on HBO outing Sassaman as Satoshi, the late developer's widow does not believe that her husband could have been Bitcoin's investor, quoting Meredith Patterson right here. It is a very well-researched and respectable article, but to the best of my knowledge, Len was not Satoshi. Worth reading for the history and the conclusions about the mental health, though, and she's citing Len Sassaman and Satoshi, I guess this article written on a Medium thread. And ironic, her post has a mask on with some jabs. I don't know what that's all about, but I digress. And on February 23rd, 2021, Meredith Patterson, who married Sassaman in 2006, stated in a post, to the best of my knowledge, her late husband was not Nakamoto. But what do you think, family? That's the million-dollar question right now. What's on your mind? Do you think this guy is Satoshi? Or do you think it's another candidate, the Nick Szabo guy or the Hal Finney? Or some people say it's Adam Back. Some say it could be Max Kaiser. Some say it's a collective of all the individuals. But who was the mofo actually writing the email signing off on the name Satoshi? Was there a group of cypherpunks all collectively in the room doing it together? Or was it one individual representing Satoshi when he would write those emails and things such as the white paper? Let me know your thoughts, family, because this is a mystery and currently unsolved, but will it be solved here soon when the HBO documentary comes out along with all the evidence? You let me know your thoughts, family. I do know one thing. HBO producing the series on who is Satoshi is only bullish for Bitcoin. Yeah, I mean, this is going to get more exposure to Bitcoin, more people understanding what Bitcoin is. So I think it's definitely a good thing and a great step towards mass adoption. But let me read all of your comments out loud, fam. I'm going to do my best to do so. Welcome, everyone.